Welcome back to the GoPros YouTube channel. Today we're working on this John Deere lawnmower. As you can see, it won't make it up any hills, and I think we got a transmission problem. So let's dive in and see if we can figure it out. So there's a couple pins you got to get out. This lever right there, that's for your forward and reverse. So when this goes forward, it's pushing that way, and reverse goes that way. So there's a little clip on there that you got to take out to get that rod out. And then over here, right there, that's for your clutch or your braking system, and we got to take that out. Okay, for the forward and reverse, it's just this little clip here. Just pry that off. And also for the linkage on the back here, we can pull and put it in neutral. That is also just a small little clip. Okay, the clutch linkage is held on by a little clip like that, and then this pops right out, just like that. Okay, so just the initial look here, that magnet's pretty full of junk. I think it's either the pump or the motor, but we're gonna take both of those apart and see if we can figure it out. Magnet, these are your brake pads. Pull those out on each side. We're gonna go ahead and pull this guy out, keeping that all together. Oh, that is full of junk there. That is your filter. Okay, and a piece you don't want to lose here, this little pin. Okay, so the last thing we gotta pull out is the actual pump. And this piece that we just pulled out was the motor. Because there's 5 little pistons in there. So you kind of gotta hold them all. All right, I got my parts and pieces laid out here. I just got done wet sanding this one. As you can see, there's no more grooves in here. It's just like a finished surface there. So that one should be all set. Over here, I'm working on this one right now. Basically all I'm doing is I got some 2000 grit wet sandpaper, and I'm just doing that until we get a nice finished surface. To try to get rid of all the grooves on this surface there. So this one's just about done. As you can see, we still have a couple little grooves here that I'm trying to sand out. As you can see on this block side, we got some grooves here. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna use this with a piece of sandpaper, put it on there, and try to smooth those grooves out. Just so we have a nice mating surface on both of these. And I'm hoping that's gonna fix our issue. This whole sanding process for both the pump and the motor and the block took me about 2 hours in total. So take your time on it and make sure you get every little groove out, because that's where most likely you're losing your transmission power. All right, I'm working on the actual block now. This is what it looked like before, and almost done with this one. I've just been using something like that and go on. I'm using a little bit of water. We're gonna try to get all these little grooves out, make it look real smooth, like the bottom of this one. It's kind of hard to video and sand this at the same time, so I'll just give you an update once we get those grooves out, and then we gotta do the same thing for this side. All right, we got the case tore apart as much as I need to tear it apart. I got everything cleaned up. No metal shavings or anything in there now. We've got all our parts laid out, and we're gonna go ahead and put them in the same way that we took them out. Okay, everything's back in. This block is all the way pushed down. This pin here, that pin right there is the flat spot is facing up. This filter didn't look too bad. I just cleaned it up. We're gonna put some silicone on this and put the cover on. All right, once you're confident you got everything put together right, put some RTV on one of the faces or covers after you get it cleaned up. I put it on the one side you couldn't see. Tighten all your bolts down and get ready to put it back in your mower. All right, everything's all put back together. Let's go ahead and throw this back in the mower. right, so as you can see, the lawnmower is all set to go. That resurfacing that motor block and the pump block definitely fixed the issue. We climbed those hills no problem now. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something from this video, and we'll see you in the next one.